So happy, aren't you? You're so
What's
happy.
going on, guys? Keith Lamberth here with the KFL Week 6 previews, and I am with the first couple of the KFL, Miss Judy and Mr. Jon Richardson with the Maniacs. These guys are coming off a tough loss this past week to Bay State, and they are in for another battle this week against the Connecticut Renegades. So, Judy, if you would tell me what it's like being a female or a woman in this kayak fishing league, because there's not too many women in this league.
There's not many, and Trisha Angelini and I think, are the only ones that I know of. But I just think of it as anybody else. I mean, I don't really think I'm a girl or I'm a guy. It's nice to be in it. I'm hoping I'm in it because of my skills, and I don't know. I'm just into it, just like everybody else is. It's just fun to be out there and be competitive, and yeah, it's a tough week last week, but it's
well, you got another opportunity this week to rebound, and as you said, not looking at it as you're a woman in the league, but a pioneer is what I considered, an ambassador, paving the ways and growing interest for the other young ladies out there that may be interested in getting into kayak fishing. I mean, kayak fishing is the second fastest growing sport in the country, and having veterans, female veterans at that, on this in this league and in the sport is going to help continue to grow with women. Now, Jon, that being said, we all know that Judy is carrying the Richardson name out there in the kayak fishing. So what do you do on a weekly basis to try to compete with her, as well as be a contributing member of the team?
Okay, last week, I'm pretty sure you're referring to last week. Lessons learned. I did really well pre-fishing. I found what I wanted to find. And instead of going in the direction that I did well in, I went the other way, and that was a huge mistake and basically just a dead zone. And I don't know if that's answering your question, but I want to throw that out there to everybody, because when you don't catch one scoreable fish all day, and the day went by so fast, it was like 5 hours had gone by, and I'm like, oh no, it's 11 o'clock and I don't even have enough time to get back to where I fished. So huge lessons learned last week. And that's just my
sidebar.
Now let's get back to your question. What was your question?
Well, as you said, Jon, you always have to trust the gut. We don't have a whole lot of time to second guess our thoughts and our decision making on these kayaks. We can't drop a big motor. We can't get down from point A to point Z. We have to be zeroed in. Look, I think what you guys do for kayak fishing as a couple, again, Judy as a woman in the league, an ambassador, a pioneer, but it's the Maniacs. It's a team sport. There's 4 of you guys out on the water. You guys are on the road, I believe, this week to face the Connecticut Renegades. They're coming off a tough loss, to the Granite State Sticks. Ryan Nye and those guys are going to be extremely hungry to rebound this week. What kind of plan do you guys have, not only for yourselves but for the team coming into this Week 6 matchup with the Renegades?
Take it, Judy. Take it.
Well, the good thing is we like this kind of lake. Jon and I both did well on Candlewood in a KBF event. Jon won. I came in 6th. It's a deep water, a lot of rocks, a lot of smallies. So that's our kind of lake. I think we're pretty good at figuring that kind of lake out. Jon and I usually don't fish together, so we fish similar style, but we don't fish with each other.
Never.
And we've been doing a lot of navionics. We haven't pre-fished it. We'll go down tomorrow and pre-fish tomorrow, but it's basically kind of trying to replicate that kind of deep water. And I think that's the kind of water we like. The water we run,
that's
not our favorite.
That type of fishing right now, we're in the heat of the summer. It's hot. The water temperatures are hot. There's so much boat traffic. Being able to fish offshore, I'll tell you what, that's something that I'm working on trying to get better at every day. It's not, I'm a finesse fisherman. I'm not a power fisherman. I'm not a deep water fisherman. So listening, me being that's my benefit to being able to do these interviews, is to listen to these different styles of fishing and the attacks that people take. So, offshore, is there a particular discipline that either of you are better at, individually? I mean, are one of you more of a moving bait angler or finesse fisherman, or are y'all like drop shots? And
I don't like drop shots, but they are incredibly effective, and that's kind of what I've been trying to master is the drop shotting, and it's so much fun to catch one and actually feel the tug of the fish. And I know that sounds beginnerish, but I am kind of beginnerish, but I love offshore, and I love the drop shot, and also Ned rigs if it's around 15 to 25 feet. I really like Ned rigs offshore, and if you've got a reef and a shelf and drop offs, I really like to study those and check out where I think the fish might be.
Sure. So which one of you got into kayak fishing first? Was it or was it something y'all did together, Miss Judy? Again, I say a pioneer. See, yes, you don't want to be judged as being a woman in the sport. You want to be an angler in the sport, but take full advantage of the fact that you are paving the way, Miss Judy. It's an honor and a privilege to get to watch you be out there and put those numbers on the scoreboard for myself and for all of the other young ladies. Again, don't take that as a hindrance because you're looked at as a woman in the sport, because everybody knows you're a competitor.
Yeah. And it's nice because, it is nice being a woman in the sport, especially on the water, because I'm seeing a lot more women on the water.
Yes.
And I'll share a lot of information. I'll always tell them it's nice to see you out there, and, congratulate them when they get fish, give them some tips. So there's a lot more women getting out on the sport. I think kayaking is, like you said, it's just taking off. And, you see a lot of couples. We saw a couple yesterday when we were out on the water, and, they were both fishing, and it's a lot more of it. I'd like to see a lot more younger ladies out there, like high school kids, college kids.
Sure.
It seems like our generation, there's a lot more people out in kayaks, but it'd be really nice to see some younger people out too.
Well, you're paving the way. Not only you, Miss Judy, but you two as a couple. That's also very inviting to other couples that may be interested. And some may have one angler and the other may not be as experienced, but it's good to see you two out there competing together. But at the same time, competing against each other, because that's natural. So
it's hugely natural.
It is
always a competition.
It's everything's a competition. Everything. Just remember whose roof you live under, John. Don't let that get you in trouble now.
So another sidebar, Keith. Judy did the kayak fishing for 2 years before I jumped into it, and I was just kind of support. Like, she would go to the local events by herself, but anything that was out of state, I would go with her. And I went to the national championship on Kentucky Lake, and I was her support for that. And I saw how much fun everybody was having, so that's when I jumped into it. And I've had a great time since. It just learned so much about fishing.
Absolutely. It makes you appreciate the sport a lot more. I've always been an angler myself. Started competitive angling in 1992. I was kind of a co-angler with my dad and some of his local clubs. And then I got diagnosed with testicular cancer in April of 2020 during the whole COVID shutdown. And that really made me decide that I was going to do something to take back over my enjoyment, and it happened to be fishing. And what a way to do it! A much more cost-effective way to do it than kayak fishing. So, guys, look, I want to wish you both continued success on the water, not only as the Richardsons, the first couple of the KFL, but also members of the Maniacs. Again, tough road match this week against the Connecticut Renegades. Guys, we wish you nothing but success, safety, and the best of luck out there on the water. And we look forward to speaking with you all again real soon. Anything before you go? Anything y'all would like to say to the Connecticut Renegades before this weekend's matchup?
We're coming out there and we're ready.
All right.
I'm not giving them any chalkboard material. I have total respect for their team, and just hope it's a great match, and I hope it's very close.
Well, we hope it's extremely competitive. And again, I wish you two and the Maniacs all the success out on the water.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on, guys. Have a great day.
You too.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye.